Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, the best place for potential buyers, sellers, and landlord to learn about all things real estate. I'm Stevenson at Homes by Sun with Remax. Today, as you can see, I'm sitting in one of my listings that I just sold last month. This is a condo unit, and the reason I'm here is because I need a condominium unit to help me make this video. Usually I do these videos in the basement of my house. I have a little studio there, but today I need to be on location to show you a few things that I've discovered in the last 20 years of managing condominium to hopefully help you if you are a potential condominium buyer or you are a new condominium owner. Congratulations. Then hopefully you'll find this video useful to help you during your ownership. As always, if you're watching this on YouTube and if you find this useful, please click the thumbs up icon so that others can discover this video as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified when I post other real estate related videos. So without further ado, let's start. All right, we'll start from the outside. Now it's really windy out there, so that's why I'm not bringing the camera out. Otherwise, the wind will make it really hard for you to hear what I'm saying. So if you take a look at this unit, it has a really big balcony spanning from one end to the other end. Now, a lot of new client or potential buyers, they would ask me, do they actually own the balcony? Can they do whatever they want on the balcony? Now the answer is you don't actually own the balcony. Almost all of the balconies, they are part of what we call a common element, which means the condo corporation has access to them. They need to have access to fix certain things or for the window cleaning and things like that. So you don't actually own it. What you have is an exclusive right to use it because your balcony is probably attached to your unit only, and only the resident of that unit has access to it. Now, what can you put outside? For most condominiums, you're allowed to put furnitures outside, smaller furnitures, but provided that they are heavy enough so that when we get a rainstorm or when we get a lot of wind, these furnitures are not going to be blown off the balcony because that is going to cause injury and not very good for your insurance. The other item that I have a lot of questions being asked is, are they my clients allowed to put a barbecue out there? Now you have to remember that most condominium, I would say about 95% of the condos do not allow any cooking devices on the balcony, such as the charcoal grill or an actual propane barbecue, because they pose danger. Now, small number of condominiums actually have a natural gas line hooked up on the outside exterior wall to allow you to have personal barbecue out there. So find out from your condo corporation or your management office what the bylaw specifies your specific condo allows for. And I would say for the most part, they would not allow you to put any cooking appliances. Okay, so the second item that sort of has to do with outside are the curtains or drapery or whatever window covering that you have in your unit. Believe it or not, for most condominium will have in the bylaw governing what color of your window covering can be seen from the outside. Now you can see that this unit we have white drapery, and I would say for the most part all condominiums will govern that whatever can be seen from the exterior of the building has to be white, which means you can have a blue drapery on the inside of your bedroom, but you have to put a white shade or a sheer or something that's white that's facing the outside. The reason condominiums do that is for aesthetic reasons. If you look at any condominium from the outside on the ground, when you look up, you should be able to see every window. It's either open or covered or closed with something that's white. So for aesthetic wise, it looks more uniform. It looks a lot better than when you have units with red drapes and then another unit with green drapes, and it will just look really messy from the outside. Okay, so now we move to the inside of the unit, and I'm going to talk about the washer and dryer. Now, a lot of condominiums will have washer and dryer just like this, a stack system. And for the dryer, there are usually two traps that you need to clear. Now, the first one is the one that's built into the dryer itself, but for condominium, they actually have another lint trap that is up there in the ceiling of the cabinet where the washing or the dryer is located, usually somewhere around there. It may be on the wall, it may be up there, and that secondary lint trap needs to be clear, let's say every 3 to 4 months. And the purpose of that secondary lint trap is that a lot of the exhaust vents used by condominiums are shared by many other units. It could be 3 or 4 units sharing one venting out, and so they put another lint trap up there so that it will catch anything that the machine's lint trap missed, and so that you don't have a buildup of lint that's in the venting, and that over time it gets blocked and more heat goes in, it could ignite, so they're flammable. Now, to clear that secondary lint trap, all you have to do is, it's just a trap door that you pull down, and it's just a fine metal mesh that you clear off, and then you can just put it back. It's very easy to do, and I would recommend that you do that every 3 to 4 months to keep your machine running well. The one that's in your dryer should be clear after every load, and so that will help with the drying of your clothes and help prevent dryer fires. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about plumbing, or if you discover any water or leakage issues. Now, in condominiums, not all of the lines or water lines coming in may have their individual shut-off. They may be shut off by a main valve. Now, let me just show you this one. So this is underneath the kitchen cabinet, and as you can see, let me just zoom in here. So this is the cold water line that's coming in. Now, the cold water line has its own shut off right here, but the hot water, the one that's red right there, it doesn't have a shut off. So if, say, you find a leak here and you need to shut the water off, where do you look for the main shut off? Now, the main shut off is usually located in either a vanity cabinet inside the washroom, or it could be here, but in this case it's not here. This is just a secondary shut off. Now let's go find the main shut off. Okay, so I've looked around this unit looking for the main shut off, and I finally found it, and it's located in the powder room underneath the vanity. And let me just show you this here. Now you'll see that it's got a metal cover. There was another one here, 2 metal covers, and how they're shut off is via this key here. So if you buy a condo and you happen to see a key just like this, usually that is a shut off. That's a key for shutting off the main water valve for the entire unit, and the shut off is actually located in here, this little hole right here, and you put the key inside and you turn it like a valve. Okay, so there's one for cold water and one for hot water. So don't panic if you can't find the shut off at one of the other ends, like the kitchen, or for example, this unit has another bathroom, so there's no shut off either underneath that vanity. That's because the main shut off for the whole unit is located in the outside washroom. And don't worry if you see two shut off holes but you do not have this little key. Usually this little key can be purchased from the management office. Usually they're about $10, and you can keep one with you, or you can borrow one from the management office or the security. They usually have a spare one that you can borrow if you need to emergency shut off the water to your unit because you found a leak or something. Another quick tip about plumbing is that if you discover a leak and the leak is happening within the piping of your unit that you can see, then it's your responsibility. But if the condominium corporation tells you that the unit downstairs seems to have a leak from your unit, however, everything is dry inside your unit, so there's potential leak in the wall itself. It could be a pipe inside the wall that's leaking. That is usually not your responsibility. Any pipe that leaks inside the wall is the responsibility of the condo corporation. They're supposed to maintain the pipes that you have no access to. So if there's a leak that happens into the wall, you better check with the management office, see if they will cover the repair charges. But if anything that's within your unit that you have access to, it's usually on you. And if the damage is too large, you can consider claiming under your home insurance. Another item that I get asked very often is that new owners want to renovate, and if they don't find that the unit is bright enough, they're going to want to add pot lights. Now, in terms of pot lights, the difference between a condominium and, let's say, a detached home is that for almost all of the condominium, your ceiling, let me just poke it for you. That's why I've got this broomstick here. I'll poke it for you. Up there, that is not drywall. That's concrete. And same thing with the floor. The floor is also concrete, and they do that for weight and for fire separation. So if you're looking at adding pot lights, your only other option, because you can't really drill through the concrete to add power lines or where the power comes from. So your only other option is to actually add a little bit of a drywall to drop the ceiling down about 1/2 inch, and so that you can bury the electrical lines. Now, you will lose some headrooms in that regard. So if you have a 9-foot ceiling like this unit, then you may be okay. But if you have a standard 8-foot ceiling height, then it's going to be really difficult for you to add pot lights. So if you are buying a pre-construction and the builder offers you option to add more pot lights, I would say do it. That way it will be a lot easier, because when they're pouring the concrete, they can already bury a conduit for the power, where the power is going to go, or the builder will be able to hide the power lines before they spray the ceiling. If you want to do it after, it'll be a lot more difficult, and your only option is to drop the ceiling. Otherwise, you'll just have to go with traditional track light like that, and that's pretty much your only other option. So keep that into consideration when you're renovating, and if you're deciding to add more lighting. All right, while we're on the subject of renovations, there's another thing that I wanted to talk to you about is removing or adding walls. Now, this unit has one bedroom behind this wall here and has another bedroom over there, but this bedroom actually only has a sliding glass door. A lot of clients, when they see this, they will say, well, can I add an actual wall here and put a normal door here, because maybe they want to use it as their study or den? Or I will have client that ask me, can I knock this down because I don't like where this wall is, or if the wall behind the wall is another space that they want to open up. The answer is, anytime you add or remove a wall, you need to apply to the condominium corporation. And a lot of the walls, they may seem like they're not support walls. For example, this one, it's pretty thin. It doesn't look like it's a support wall. However, there could be conduits inside with telecommunication systems or power lines or any sort of services that run along inside this wall. And if you remove it, you're going to impact other units. Don't forget, you are living in a condominium where there are other people living in this building as well. So it's not just your own unit you have to worry about, you have to worry about other units as well. So do not ever remove any wall at all, no matter how thin it is, no matter what your contractor tells you that you can remove. Do not do that until you have submitted a drawing to your condominium corporation and you've gotten an approval. I've done a lot of condo renovations before, and many condos actually will allow you to alter the interior walls to a certain degree. They will let you open it up more, or they'll let you close it up more if you want more privacy. So definitely consult the condominium corporation before you do anything regarding structural. Okay, so the next item I want to talk about is the door lock. And for a lot of new owners, when they move into their new unit, they want to, first thing to do is to change the lock on their doors. You need to understand that a lot of condominiums actually have a master key that's key to every single suite door. So you cannot arbitrarily change the lock on your own. You have to apply to the condominium. They will go to their locksmith and send their locksmith to rekey your lock so that it can still be opened by the master key. There are two reasons they do that. First one is for emergency. They need to be able to access your unit. Let's say you're on vacation for a month and there is a leak in your unit. They have to be able to come in and shut off the water so that they can prevent further damage to the unit downstairs. The second reason that your unit is accessible by the management office is for maintenance. That will lead to my next point, but a lot of them will actually do fan coil maintenance in your unit, and you don't have to be here because they will be coming in with the security guard, and they will perform, the contractor will perform whatever maintenance necessary in your unit. Same thing with dryer vent cleaning. A lot of condos actually have that service every year, so that will be accessed by the master key to your unit. So do not go ahead and just change the lock on your unit. You have to consult the management office and ask them to send their locksmith to do that. And so that leads nicely to the final item that I'm going to be talking about, which is what we call a fan coil unit. This is a fan coil unit. Now, how does a condominium unit get their heat or their AC when you're in the building? The way that most condominium work in terms of getting AC or heat is through a system of a closed loop of pipes that's circulating either hot water in the winter or cold water in the summer, and there is a fan that blows the sweet air through a series of coil. That's why it's called fan coil unit. And the air gets either heated up or cooled down by the pipes that's containing either hot or cold water, and that's how units are air conditioned or heated. Some condominium unit will actually have their own furnace inside the suite. Usually if it's in the bedroom, you open up a door and there's actually a furnace unit inside. Not very often now, but I would say many of the condo built in the 2000s have individual furnace unit with actual gas furnace inside the unit. Of course, those are not as safe as the fan coil unit, because the fan coil unit doesn't use gas, so there's no potential gas leak inside the unit. However, there is a potential for water leak inside the unit. So these systems have to be maintained. The fan coil unit have to be maintained, and they're the most common heating system in condominium. So you will have a thermostat, typical thermostat, to control the temperature, and this will turn on and off the system. And I'm going to show you the system inside. A typical fan coil unit has a power unit which contains the blower fan, and all the coils that contains the water will run inside, as well as a filter that can be changed. Now this door can be opened this way or can be lifted up from the bottom, so depending on the model of the fan coil, it opens either way, but you always have a filter here to filter out the air that's going back in. And usually these filters, you can get them at the management office. You can buy them and just change them out yourself. But what the condominium will do every maybe 6 months to a year, they will send in a HVAC contractor that is actually going to open this unit up and check for signs of leak, or do any service that's required of that particular system that you have, and to prevent it from leaking. Because if there is a leak in one of the coil, the water will actually go down to the unit below. So that's the fan coil unit that you need to watch out for and maintain, and that will be probably the only mechanical system that you have for heating and cooling in your unit. So there you go, a few things that potential condominium purchasers or new owners should be aware of. Some of the things that I've picked up in my last 20 years of managing condominiums. If you have any further questions, or if you want to leave a comment and let me know which tip was the most useful, please do so. Wherever you're watching this, just leave me a comment, or if you have any questions, just ask below. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like icon so that others can help find this video. When you work with Steven Sun and my home selling team, you're not only going to get top-notch service, but also a portion of our professional fee is going to be donated to Children's Miracle Network to help children in need. Together, we can give the next generation a better care and brighter future. Thank you again so much for watching, and I look forward to speaking with you in the next video. Take care and have a wonderful day.